So Kyle pretty much named a starter without naming a starter. It's Jimmy Garoppolo starting week 1. And the way everyone knows it, because, well, first of all, for context, Jimmy Garoppolo goes to the podium with a big smile on his face and is like, yeah, I know who's going to start week 1, right? That's one of the telling. The second telling to me is, if you don't name Trey Lance a starter now, then it's obvious it's not Trey Lance. It's going to be Jimmy Garoppolo. And I'm fine with that. I don't understand why people are upset about that. I'm fine with that. Maybe in November, it's a different conversation. But right now, I'm okay with that. Experience is definitely something to consider here, especially at the quarterback position. We already know, so many rookies have come in, been thrown into the fire, and have failed miserably. And I'm not saying Trey Lance will be one of those guys. And I'm still not saying, if Shanahan comes back tomorrow and says, you know what, I changed my mind, Trey Lance is starting week 1, I won't be mad at that either. It has me thinking, Shanahan was in Cleveland, right? They drafted Johnny Manziel. At the time, if you remember, Johnny Manziel was like the chosen one for Cleveland. But there were rumors going around that Shanahan, that wasn't his choice. But he goes along with it. And I forget who started that season for the Browns. I want to say Hoyer? I don't remember. The point of this is that starter starts struggling. They plug in Manziel. He does a little bit better. Then, part of the reason why Shanahan left Cleveland is because he felt pressured to make a decision to start Manziel, the rookie, over, we'll just name this person quarterback 1 because I forget who it was. And so that's what ends up happening. Shanahan felt forced to play someone which he thought Manziel was not ready to play. He wasn't ready for prime time. And as it showed, he wasn't. He wasn't ready for prime time at all. I think it was a game against, I want to say the Ravens, or actually the Bengals. If memory serves me well, I think it was a game against the Bengals. The Bengals were really good that year. I think it was 2014, I want to say. Anyways, boy, did he fail miserably. Go watch that tape again. Watch that tape. The first start of Johnny Manziel. It was a disaster, right? And so sometimes you just have to trust the process. I don't want to go all Philly on you, trust the process, but it's true, man. It's true. We don't know what's going behind closed doors. We're not at practice, right? We don't see what's happening. And this last preseason game the Niners had, it was clear that there's still some jitters there with Lance. That's normal. Remember, this kid's 21 years old. 21. That's normal, guys and girls. It's normal. It's gonna take some time. And here's another thing. By not naming Lance the starter, doesn't mean he's not gonna play. There's a difference. Jimmy can start. I'm sure of it. There's going to be a Lance package involved. You've given up 3 future first-round picks for this guy. So, the Niners are in a bit of a unique situation, right? Lance is in a bit of a unique situation. It's not like, Trevor Lawrence in Jacksonville, Zach Wilson with the Jets. No. He's not in that position. This team is ready to win now. those other teams are rebuilding. So it doesn't hurt them to start the rookie. In fact, a lot of people will just encourage him. It'll give him reps. In this case, you can still give Lance some reps. Not as much as you would anticipate, but you can still ease him in. There's nothing wrong with that either. And I think that's what's going to happen. Now, as I mentioned in my previous video, once Jimmy Garoppolo starts struggling like really bad, starts throwing interceptions, costing us games, we're going to start looking at the coaching staff like, all right, we know we have this kid. Is he ready? And like I said, we may be revisiting this conversation 3 months from now, 2 months. Doesn't matter how long it takes. It's giving the rookie more time to develop, get used to the playbook, get used to the players. And he still needs to develop some of his skills. Like, don't get me wrong, he's still a raw product. We haven't seen him in his normal element, which is running the football, zone read, read option. And so, yeah, that's really what it comes down to. If the season, I'd say this, if the season started in January and they're, getting through it, I can see, Lance's chances increase. But because the season starts in 3 weeks, there's no chance that he starts. The better option is Jimmy Garoppolo starts, Trey Lance package, and just wait till he's ready. Or until Garoppolo forces your hand and he's just playing terrible, which that could be an option too. But remember, we gave up 3 first-round picks for this guy. The Niners are expected to win. Like, if you're picking top 20 next year, I mean, the other team's benefiting from this trade. So there's definitely a balance. Niners have to win, pick very high in the first rounds. So this trade balances itself out. But to me, it comes as no surprise if Jimmy Garoppolo starts week 1. Like Shanahan says, time will tell. Anything. I mean, tomorrow it could be a different story. But those are my thoughts.